Hey everybody, this is your Digital Super Saiyan 3 back here with another video, and this is my second countdown I'm doing on Kingdom Hearts. Last time I talked about my top 10 favorite worlds in the Kingdom Hearts series, so now it's time to talk about the worst. These are 5 worlds that I think are the absolute worst of Kingdom Hearts. Not to say I think all worlds in Kingdom Hearts are bad, but these are the 5 that just stuck out to me as the ones that I do not like playing through whenever I play a Kingdom Hearts game. So, with that being said, this is my top 5 worst Kingdom Hearts worlds. Or the top 5 worst worlds in Kingdom Hearts. Number 5 is Disney Town. Now, I love the characters who appear in Disney Town. They're fine. And yes, I know this is an extension of the Disney Castle world we got in Kingdom Hearts 2. But Disney Town was not fun. It was just a chore to play through. As the unversed in the Birth by Sleep game, don't play much of a role in the story of this world. Yes, they appear in Disney Town, but we rarely even get any cutscenes with them attacking Disney Town. I mean, at least the Heartless were a presence in Disney Castle in Kingdom Hearts 2, but not in Birth by Sleep. In Birth by Sleep, you have to do mini-games in Disney Town. In Ventus's story, you play this ice cream rhythm minigame, where you have to match Huey, Dewey, and Louie's examples by shooting the ice cream. And you have to have a sense of timing to do it. In Terra's story, you have to do a thing called the Rumble Race. And in Aqua's story, you basically deal with taking on the unversed in a game of fruit ball, which is volleyball with giant fruit? Yeah, Disney Town to me was probably the weakest world out of Birth by Sleep's crop of worlds, and I'm probably sure a lot of people might probably say otherwise, but yeah, this one to me was my least favorite world going through in Birth by Sleep. Yes, I know it's Donald, Goofy, and Mickey's home world and all, but Disney Town was not interesting compared to what Timeless River brought in Kingdom Hearts 2. But in Birth by Sleep, Disney Town to me was just not fun to play. The worst example had to be the ice cream minigame. It was definitely annoying to play. And also the same could be said for the Rumble Race. I always got annoyed playing these Rumble Races, because there's also all these stupid tornadoes on the frickin' tracks, while you're having to deal with the other racers. I mean, I've come to play Kingdom Hearts, not a racing game. The only one that was tolerable was the Fruit Ball game, and that was it. Anyway, Disney Town was just not a fun world, and it's only just number 5 on this list because I don't hate the characters in the world. So, yeah, the characters definitely do save it. But also, I didn't really like the overall plot of the whole Festival of Dreams ceremony, which determines the most good citizen in Disney Town. I've rambled about Disney Town enough. So, yeah, and also it was the gateway of Pete being banished. Anyway, on to number 4. Number 4, Monstro from Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Honestly, when I look back at Monstro, it's just not fun to play through. I mean, I really hate looking at the backgrounds of Monstro so much. You have these purple, spongy-looking platforms and everything. As you are in these different chambers of the whale, then you basically climb up into the whale's throat, and etc., etc. You also have to deal with a giant Heartless known as the Parasite Cage. And no, he's not a fun boss to fight. He's definitely much worse in his Chain of Memories incarnation compared to his KH1. I really didn't like going through Monstro, but I gotta say the Chain of Memories version was much worse than the Kingdom Hearts 1 version. The Chain of Memories version was not fun at all to play through, and definitely not my favorite world to go through whenever I replay Chain of Memories. Though Chain of Memories would be a game I would play once in a blue moon anyway. So yeah, number 4 is Monstro, and yes, also, it really fails at being the token Pinocchio world. I'm glad we got the Prankster's Paradise in Dream Drop Distance, and Sora's half of the world was the better half compared to what Riku had to deal with. So yeah, Monstro's only number 4 on this list. There's not really that many characters for Monstro. Yes, you got Pinocchio and Geppetto, but that was about it. Number 3, Wonderland, Kingdom Hearts 1. Now, I could have also put the Chain of Memories version of this world on here, but Wonderland appeared more than 2 times in the series. It also reappeared in Kingdom Hearts 358 Days, as well as Kingdom Hearts Recoded. But I did not play Recoded, and Days to me, like, yeah, I did a few of the Wonderland missions, but I can't remember some of them. But Wonderland in Kingdom Hearts 1 is just a chore to play through. Even for a first level, it fails at being a first level. Wonderland is just awful. I mean, yeah. You basically are going through different areas. You end up on the ceiling. You end up on the wall. You end up left, right, anywhere. Yeah. I mean, even for a location as iconic as Wonderland, it really wasn't fleshed out well. And I don't know why Kingdom Hearts ever brought this world back so many times. It wasn't even fun to play through. Yes, I know it being the token Alice in Wonderland world, and yes, Alice in Wonderland is a fantasy Disney film, but still, it fails at doing that for a world in Kingdom Hearts. And yes, I still don't understand Alice's inclusion as one of the 7 princesses. It made no sense with Alice. And also, I really did not like any of the boss fights, whether it be against the card soldiers, or whether I be fighting against the Trickmaster, which the Trickmaster boss was always pretty annoying. I mean, yeah, I can beat the Trickmaster, sure, but the boss itself was still annoying to deal with regardless. Especially since you don't have the high jump yet, which you don't get until Monstro. Which, yeah, that was also another saving grace of Monstro. Yes, you get the high jump. Number 2 is Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, why not Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts 1? And why is it Atlantica number 1 on this list? Alright. Kingdom Hearts 1 Atlantica, when I went back to play it for the umpteenth time, it doesn't nearly tick me off as much as Atlantica in Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 Atlantica shows it is the worst world in Kingdom Hearts 2 because it is just a timed musical. That's it. Yes, it's a button-mashing, rhythm-based time musical. And the overarching plot of this basically just contradicts everything the first game did with Atlantica. It pretends like the first game's events didn't happen on why Ursula came back. Yeah, Power of Darkness, Ursula came back. But also, it also shows that Ariel herself did not learn her lesson, and yet again she gets tricked by Ursula. Just like how Ursula tricked her in the first game. Oh, boy. Come on, guys, really? They only just did this as an excuse to adapt the film's events. Now I get it. The only reason Atlantica made the Kingdom Hearts roster in the first place was because, yes, The Little Mermaid was such a well-known and great film. But even then, it still showed that Ariel didn't learn her lesson. And that's my problem of why Atlantica is only number 2 on this list. Yes, you don't fight any Heartless or any Nobodies. It's just there. But if you're going to make it a cooldown world, we already got the 100 Acre Wood. Why do you need Atlantica to be another cooldown area? I don't get it. One should be enough. Anyway, number 1 is Arendelle from Kingdom Hearts 3. Alright, I'm going to be real here. I'm not a fan of Frozen, and the only reason Arendelle is on this list is because it was a world I was not looking forward to playing through. Honestly, I didn't enjoy playing through Arendelle either. I mean, yes, it's a bunch of snowy mountains. Yes, you also explore a forest of snow. I mean, yes, I liked it better when there was just snowy sections as part of a world's makeup, like what they did in Halloween Town, The Land of Dragons, and Symphony of Sorcery. Halloween Town, they had Christmas Town as the snowy area. The Land of Dragons had a mountainside because they were adapting Mulan. And then Symphony of Sorcery had a polar area because of, the changing of the 4 seasons. But an area where it's just snow is not fun at all for me. And that's why I included it on here. And also, I wasn't a big fan of the characters of Frozen either. So, there's that. Anyway, this has been your Digital Super Saiyan 3. And I'll see you guys next time.